This is the third competition evening of the 2021 season, and it's the Gilling Trophy Inclement Weather, where the brief was to try to show the character and mood of bad weather. The judge remarks were provided by our judge Brian Ledyard, so thank you very much indeed to Brian for being willing to provide us with the scores and the comments so that we're able to carry on with our competition. Image number 1 was a placed image. Entry number 2 is in the bleak midwinter. Good rule of thirds composition and use of colour in an almost monochrome view. In the bleak midwinter scored 14 points. Entry number 3 is Wild Sea at Redcar. This image looks over-processed, however if the aim was to produce an abstract type of effect, it works. As a tip, avoid overcropping by using a longer lens at the shooting stage if possible. Wild Sea at Redcar scored 10 points. Entry number 4 is You Have Been Warned. The sea foam is an unusual feature to those not familiar with the Whitby tides, and with the added signs makes a good story shot. You Have Been Warned scored 14 marks. Entry number 5 is Storm Seas. Well caught. Having waited many times to catch the waves through the pier extension, I know that patience is required. I'd like to see a bit more context to explain the situation to others. Storm Seas scored 12 marks. Entry number 6 is a placed entry. Entry number 7, Misty Morning. A very atmospheric shot with excellent use of golden section composition. The faded colours add to the mood. Misty Morning scored 16 marks. Entry 8, Ominous Clouds over Sand's End. If the aim of the picture is ominous clouds, maybe a tighter crop to exclude a bit of the foreground pathway would focus the eye on the distant clouds. There's a good strong diagonal through the picture though. Ominous Clouds over Sandwich received 12 marks. Entry number 9, A Winter's Walk. A good strong shot. A very appealing graphic approach, and with the dog walker, a great sense of scale. The dark sky and light foreground are again very strong elements. A Winter's Walk received 14 marks. Entry 10, The Beast from the East. Nicely atmospheric and well composed. The Beast from the East received 14 marks. Entry number 11, The Approaching Storm. A strong picture, if a little over-processed. The point of approaching storm is well made. The Approaching Storm received 14 marks. Entry number 12, Storm Clouds. A good moody abstract answering the brief of character and mood of bad weather well. Storm clouds received 12 marks. Entry number 13. Low sun over snow. A beautiful scene and good use of an iPhone. I'm a little disturbed by the people on the left. I'd like to either see them in their entirety or cropped from the frame altogether. I wonder whether this photographer took more shots by panning over to the right a bit. A lovely moment, too good to miss. Low sun over snow received 15 marks. Entry number 14. Rain imminent. Good use of bands of colour and 2/3 sky to 1/3 ground. Maybe more drama could be added with a lower angle looking up rather than eye level. Rain imminent received 14 marks. Entry number 15. Cattle in the mist. Very evocative and well composed shot. Cattle in the mist received 17 marks. Entry number 16. Huge wave. This looks like colour coats, a great place to catch these waves. The sunlight hitting the spray is a delight. Good sense of scale by including a person. Huge wave received 17 marks. Entry number 17. High winter sea. A familiar scene, but one which shows extreme weather coming in. It suffers a little from low megapixels. I'm guessing an 8 to 10 megapixel camera phone. High winter sea received 14 marks. Entry number 18. Snow clouds. Strong. The incoming bad weather is perfectly described. If a wide-angle lens were available and used from beach level, this would make an even more dramatic picture. I'd like to see more use of the wet reflections in the foreground. Snow clouds received 16 marks. Entry number 19 was a placed entry. This is entry number 20. Wild sand at Redcar. A difficult moving subject well captured. The silhouettes of the people and the sunlit ships make an admirable contrast. Wild sand at Redcar got 15 marks. There was one highly commended entry, which was entry number 6, which was a hardy breed. A lovely capture. Sheep are notorious for running away, so this is well caught. The moody sky adds to the feeling of cold and wintry weather. The raised eye line also gives a depth to the foreground. A hardy breed received 17 marks. A hardy breed highly commended was by Don Redman. Well done, Don. The runner-up was entry number 19. On a cold and grey November morn. A splendid moody picture, strong lines and strong contrast. The use of foreground silhouettes give context and scale very well. On a cold and grey November morn received 18 marks. So On a Cold and Grey November Morn was runner-up with 18 points by Dorothy Lane. Well done, Dorothy. The winner was the first entry in this category, and it was Seaham Lighthouse Weather. Spectacular shot. A wider lens might have just brought in a bit more context and kept the top of the spray in shot. Seaham Lighthouse Weather received 19 marks. Seaham Lighthouse Weather was the winner with 19 marks by Helen Goodyear. Well done, Helen. Thank you very much to everyone entering and keeping things going through this quiet season, and thanks again to Brian for taking the trouble to provide us with a good set of marks and some useful and interesting remarks. Once again, well done to Dorothy, Don and Helen.